Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. This afternoon I'm going to make, I'll call it a hamburger pie. It's really Moussaka, which is a Greek hamburger pie, and it's got different seasonings in it than probably what you're familiar with, unless you're Greek or you like to eat in Greek restaurants. But anyway, I think you'll really like it. We love it. Alright, so here we go. First step. Because the actual crust, if that's what you want to call it, is going to be potatoes that have been somewhat fried. So what we're going to do is take 4 medium potatoes and we're going to slice them, I like mine just a little less than 1/4 of an inch wide. Going to put them down in a pan and we're going to roast them in the oven. And I'll just go ahead and roast mine at 400 degrees. Really about 20 minutes is about all you'll need, because you just want to get them just slightly browned. So the layer of potatoes is going to be on the bottom, and there'll also be a layer right on top. And the other ingredient you'll need is going to be the hamburger. Now I like to get ground round just because it's leaner. So you'll need a pound of ground round or some type of very lean hamburger. Alright, got one more to slice. And I'm going to cover these in some olive oil. Now I'm not going to really put any salt on them at this point. And again, I've got my oven set at 400 degrees. Just going to put a little bit of olive oil on these. And so I don't get it on my hands, I'm just going to brush it on. That will also cover the bottom of the pan. Now we love Greek restaurants, and our absolute favorite Greek restaurant closed several years ago, and so if we want Greek food at this point, we kind of have to make our own. Alright, so you want to just cover both sides of the potatoes with the olive oil. We'll put these in the oven while we're cooking the rest of the ingredients. And then we'll assemble all of it. Turn that one over that way. There's the danger of using these little brushes. Some of the bristles always come off. I hate that. Alright, I'm going to put this in the oven now. And I'm going to go ahead and heat up my skillet, because we're going to be sauteing some onions. So I've got my onions heating up, my skillet heating up. I'll put just a little bit of olive oil in it. Now you can either chop up the onions, or in my case what I'm going to do is slice them in little, they're almost half slices, little thin slices, just because that's the way I like them. So I just slice one side and then I'll slice the other side. I'm just slicing them kind of thin. Now all we're going to really do is saute these onions until they're just a little translucent. You're not really cooking them the whole way. And again, this is 2 medium-sized onions. And these are yellow onions. And here's the other onion. So again, I'm just slice them somewhat from one side, and then just turn it around and start slicing the other side. So you've almost got a little triangle there. Alright, we've got all our onions sliced now. Just want to get them coated a little bit. Now, the way I buy my ground round comes in the form of a hamburger. Now this is 1 1/3 pounds, so I'm actually going to take one of these little burgers out and just cook 3 of them, which will be about a pound of ground round. I'm not going to cook those until my onions get sauteed, so while I'm waiting for that to happen, then we'll be back. Okay, my onions have cooked to the point where they're just ever the slightest bit translucent and not really browned. So I'm going to dump those in a little bowl and set them aside. Okay, now next we're going to cook our ground round. Spread a couple of those. There we go. Alright, we're going to put just a little more olive oil in the pan. Not much, just a little bit. And I'm going to just dump my patties in, 3 of them. Now you want to cook these until they've got just a little brown on them. Just slightly brown. Just chopping them up a little bit. And this is very, very lean hamburger, or in this case, ground round. Alright, so we're just going to put the lid on this, or put a little splatter screen over it along with some paper towels, and leave a little air vent on the side. And when this gets slightly browned, we'll be back. Okay, the hamburger is just slightly browned now, and I'm going to add 1/2 cup of just some red wine, just to help deglaze the pan. Two garlic cloves minced. Add back the onions, 2 medium onions. Just going to mix that all in together. Already smells great. We're going to add some flat leaf parsley, just chopped, and that's probably about 2 tablespoons. Here's the unusual spice, a teaspoon of cinnamon. That's right, cinnamon. Sprinkle that in. teaspoon of oregano. I'm just going to sprinkle mine in. A couple of dashes of mint leaves. And this is what makes it different. Alright, we've got that all mixed up now. And the next thing we want to add is 8 ounces of tomato sauce. Mine's just a small can, 8 ounces of great value tomato sauce. And just want to mix that around. It smells different and it smells wonderful. Alright, so this is going to be the center of our pie. The potatoes already cooked. That was about 20 minutes, and I did flip them over. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to line this, I think this is 8 by 11, I'm not sure. It's a bigger Pyrex pan. So we're just going to line the bottom with these potatoes. Keep some of them back for the top. I'm going to go ahead and cut my burner off on my hamburger mixture. I actually cut one of these potatoes in two. It's a little too thick. There we go. Got the bottom of it lined. Now we're ready to dump in our hamburger mixture. So we're just going to dump that right on top of these potatoes. Now if you're thinking spaghetti sauce, you would be wrong, because the flavorings in it make it different. It's really not like spaghetti sauce at all, in my opinion. Okay. One pack of feta cheese. This is just 4 ounces of feta cheese. You can buy it anywhere in the grocery store. And I'm just going to dump that on top. Now we're going to add a little Parmesan cheese. And this is the really shredded Parmesan cheese. So we're just going to spread, let's sort of flaked. Spread some of that on top. Now it's really smelling great. So that would be about, I don't know, a third of a cup of Parmesan and one of the little 4-ounce packs of feta cheese. All right, now we're just going to position these last few potatoes on top. All right, now we're going to make a sauce to go over this, and the sauce is going to be milk and eggs. So we'll push this aside. So it's going to be 1 cup of milk. This is a 2-cup measuring cup. Into this we're going to add 2 large eggs. Just take a fork and just really incorporate that egg and milk together. Now the Greeks usually don't thicken their gravies with like flour. They usually do it with eggs. I guess eggs are plentiful in Greece. Try to make sure that's really good and mixed. I'm going to actually put a little bit of salt in it. Not much, just a little bit. And this does come together pretty quick. I mean, you have to go ahead and cook the potatoes in the oven, but after that, everything goes pretty quick. And again, it sort of looks like spaghetti, but because of the cinnamon, it really doesn't smell like spaghetti, but it smells very good. All right, now to this, we're going to add something a little unusual, you might think. A couple of dashes of ground allspice. Just boom, boom. I mean, that's not even 1/8 of a teaspoon, really. All right, once you've got your eggs thoroughly incorporated with this milk, I still see some whites that are not fully incorporated, so we'll just beat it a little more. All right, here's what you do. We're going to just pour this mixture. Fix this so you can see. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm going to pour this mixture right over the top of everything there. Now we're going to bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour, maybe a little less. So I want to make sure our milk's all incorporated in there, milk and egg mixture. Okay, now, just to make it look prettier, I'm going to add some crisp, just plain breadcrumbs to the top. That's probably maybe half a cup. It smells divine, okay? It really does. Now, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some Parmesan cheese right on the top of it. Not a whole lot, but just enough in those little, in with the breadcrumbs. It smells wonderful. All right, we're going to cook this 350 degrees for, I'll say 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the size of your pan, because you can actually make this in one of those little 8x8 pans too, but I don't like to do that. I'm afraid it might run over in my oven, so I'll go ahead and fix it in a larger pan. But anyway, if you make it in the smaller pan, you might want to cook it the full hour. Mine is probably going to get done in about 45 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, the moussaka is done, and we are ready to eat. We're having it with some cooked kale, baby green limas, a little garlic toast. Let me turn on the light so you can see it a little better. Oop, the light won't come on. See that one a little better. There it is. Okay, I hope you'll try this. It's different, and it does not taste like spaghetti at all. Iced tea we're having with this. See you next time.